Oh yes, we're going full boomer shooter. Those are the wrong sunglasses. We're talking about Breakpoint, and this is from a powerhouse team of Doom WAD manufacturers. It's not a WAD, it's PK3 file. I don't care what they're supposed to be called. I'm always going to call them WADs. So this is from Major Arlene, Jazzmaster, Guardsoul, Remmirath, and Velvetic. And I've only played, I'm sure I've played levels from all of them. I know them all, I see them all. I'm an interloper in these spaces. I'm not a true, like Doom hardcore person. I was making WADs back when most of you all were in same age as me back then. I was making WADs for the original Doom back when that big box with the D on it, what was that thing? So I was making WADs way back then, but I kind of like got out of the space and roamed around the country and did all kinds of weird things. Maybe the things that I say are going to be a little bit noobish, and maybe you're going to look at me and be like, or whatever. That's fine. But this is so much fucking fun, and that's the bottom line, because I didn't mean to do that. Now, there are a few different categories of WADs in my opinion. There's like my first WAD, or the I'm learning WAD, where like things are in weird places, the rooms are really small, you can tell they were like kind of experimenting and they were just learning how to play with the creation tools. And like sometimes the switches for the doors are not obvious, and it's like, why can't I just open the stupid door? There's those WADs, and those sometimes, as time goes on, they become better and better and better. And then there are the super artistic WADs, or the really interesting WADs that have like crazy lights and interesting themes. They throw a lot of stuff at you that's not normal with the Doom game, because you can do a lot with the engine now, especially thanks to GZ Doom and some of the developments there. So hats off to the developers that are working on that, Vulkan support and everything else. And then we have just the straight up fun. This is obviously still Doom, and it's awesome, but the mechanics are the same. You go and you find the key and you open the door and you move on and you kill monsters and you kill monsters and you kill more monsters and you stop a wave of hellspawn. So this one kind of is a meeting of two different things. It's that ladder, but it's also just really artistic in the design, the style. It's one of the most beautiful WADs I've ever seen. There are some that are maybe a little bit more beautiful, but this one's more fun than I think pretty much any of those, and they've ruined me. They've ruined me because they're using Supercharged 2.9, and I hadn't really played any WADs with Supercharged because, like I said, I'm kind of in and out of the scene. I've probably played one, but not like all the way through like this one. They've ruined me because these weapons and these enemies are so much fun. Supercharged is an extra pack. It's used, well, if you click on Supercharged right here, I'll just go to the website. Why don't I? So Tango developed Supercharged, and mainly for the creation of his own WAD, but it said, hey, I'm going to make this available as a pack of just stuff, resources, enemies, weapons, textures. You can use all this stuff in your WADs. And so that's what they've done. They've used this for their WAD, and the weapons are so good. The weapons, they're better than vanilla Doom weapons. Okay, this pistol, there's actually a pistol that works. You can use the handgun, you can use the starting weapon. The weapons, they're so satisfying. The music for each level was also really good, and I wanted to figure out who had done all the music, so I asked. And this is what Major Arlene said. So you can check it out. I knew this was, when I got to level 3, I was like, yes, I can tell. I knew it was Jimmy. Like, I know Jimmy's tunes. They sound like amped up versions of stuff you would have heard in the original with a little more insanity. When it comes to the different creators, I did make some music for Jazzmaster. So Jazzmaster is working on Abyssum. And Abyssum is one of the most unique Doom WADs because it goes in more of the strife direction, in that you can have conversations with NPCs, you can level up, it's like an RPG. I think it was supposed to be like a Souls-like, but you can't really do Souls-like save, thank God. You can't do Souls-like save system with Doom. It doesn't work. You got to have quick save. Sorry. I know. I know Jazzmaster is like, it's going to be like that with me, but I love my quick save because I'm one of those. Let's talk about the difficulty in this, because it's not extremely hard. It's not made for someone who wants like the most incredibly difficult experience. You can play it on Nightmare, but listen, My life is ultra violence already. My life is nightmare because I'm insane. I run too many different websites and I do too many different things, and I'm trying to work on a video game and I'm trying to work on music, and I've got Epic Pants and I've got easymode.im, which you should join up right now. And I've make YouTube videos. I've got a couple different channels now because I'm an idiot. And then I do all the Epic Pants stuff. I ship it out of my house over there. There you go. By the way, I played, this is a little plug here. There we go. I played the game with this, and this mouse is styled after the old IntelliMouse. And we made it here, and it's beautiful. And I used this to play the game, and it felt correct. So if you want to get one of these, just for the people watching this, I'll do a special for 50% off for this mouse on epicpants.com. Just head over there and use the coupon code INTELLIGENTMOUSE, all one word. I'll put a link in the description to this. But yeah, you can get one of these. It's the standard issue mouse. And there are some weights in here you can take out by removing some screws. That's what I've done with this to make it about 95 grams. Anyway, it's enough. That's an advertisement for this. So back to the show. I'm just kind of rambling because I wanted to show you some footage, and I also want to note the footage from the CRT. The colors look like garbage because the camera I was using is not very good in low light. It's terrible in low light, but I wasn't about to turn the lights on for this. Yes, it would have helped you so you can see it better, but I wanted to have some fun with this, and it's going on Easy Mode, the Easy Mode YouTube channel, which probably is not going to get too many hits, so I don't care that much. Plus, I'll show you what it looks like by showing you the actual screen. It felt so good on the CRT. I should do a video talking about the aspect ratio and the resolution of the CRT, because a lot of people think that like widescreen and ultra wide is the best for gaming, and that is true in some instances. But for some reason, a 4x3 screen, if you're sitting desk length and it's a big screen, and you're running it, I was running it at 1600 by 1200. That monitor will go to 1920 by 1440, but I was running it at 1600 by 1200 at 90 hertz. So it'll match up with my little camera that I'm shooting at 30 FPS. So yeah, it actually 60 FPS. So it runs so smooth on the screen, and when you're sitting that close, you're still getting a nice wide view because you're getting 1600 pixels across. I could have upped it to 1920 all the way across, but you're getting more on the top and bottom. And it's it's nice to have a little extra horizontal space, but however you like it, you can pat it in any direction you want. So there's merits to both widescreen and 4x3. If you like a video of me talking about that, let me know. I'm kind of rambling right now. The basic premise of this entire video is this was a ridiculous amount of fun. The one thing that I want to say about the level design that they nailed, that I think they did better than the new Doom game that recently came out, Doom Eternal, was that they had the pacing down perfectly. I'm not sure how they did it, because most of the levels had this pacing. It might just be something that's a remnant from people who've played the original Doom 1 and Doom 2 a lot, and other games like Heretic and Hexen. There's this pacing, and it's from the John Romero school of game design. He said this, I'm not sure if it came from him, but he said this in an interview with, like someone's asked how he liked to design his games, and he said he liked to create environments, and then, I'm paraphrasing here, he didn't actually say these words, but he said he liked to separate periods of intense combat with very tense exploration. And that's something I feel like we didn't really get in the newer Doom games. We didn't have that tense exploration. There was exploration, but it was very telegraphed, and I knew exactly where the big fights were gonna happen. But with these levels, I'm not sure where the big fights are gonna happen. I'm not sure, even if it's a small corridor, if there's gonna be 5 enemies that jump out at me and it's going to be, a firefight. But with the newer Doom games, you walk through some areas. There's always like a steady stream of enemies, like cannon fodder to knock down as you go. And then you come to a big area, and it's like, oh, it's a giant arena where I can jump around and avoid things. And then once you get into the big arena, the music changes and it's fight time. There's no tense exploration. There's no constant fear of like what's going to happen to me. There's just, let's go through some gymnastics, jumping and doing some puzzles, and then let's go to an arena and fight a whole bunch of enemies that keep coming until they're gone. So I kind of missed the old school style, because the tension while you're wandering around, there's some periods where you go a couple of minutes and there are no enemies. Maybe you need to pick up something, and there was even a few times where I picked up a key and nothing happened, and I was like, usually when you pick up a key or something, stuff will spawn in all over the place, but it would happen right after I triggered something else right after the key, and I was like, oh, you sneaky bastards. So it was really, really fun. And that dynamic is one of my favorite things about the entire Doom franchise. And whenever they nail it in these levels from whatever WAD, it just feels so right. So this feels like it could have gone right along with the original. Obviously, the visuals are totally upgraded, and we have just better lighting. Like they said in this thing, use the Vulcan, use all the extra lighting and whatever that comes with that. So we have better lighting, so it looks a lot better. But when it comes to just pure level design, this feels like it could have been made by people who worked on the original team. So they've been around for a while, and I know we've got some really awesome veteran level designers here who know how to do some awesome things with this engine. So thanks very much to the entire team. I had so much fun playing this. I ended up playing it twice because the first day I played it, and my Open Broadcaster had just updated and it didn't record any audio. So that was fun. And then I started replaying it, and I was actually glad I replayed it, because this is a little secret for everyone who watched till the end. Because the second time I replayed it, I discovered a secret area. And it ended up being a secret exit. And I was like, what is this, Mario Brothers? I've got like two exits in the same level. I guess you can do that. But I went through the exit and came to a black and white level. And it was I thought it was going to be like so I was like, okay, so we got a secret level. And I went through the secret level, and it was huge. And it was fun. And it was ridiculous. There's enemies on the ceiling and everything. So throughout this footage, you may have seen a black and white level. That's one of the secret levels. I'm not going to give any spoilers and tell you where it is. But it's not too difficult to find. I'll give you one detail. If you've crossed the Cyber Demon, then you've gone too far. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, and by the way, the Cyber Demons, the missiles that they shoot, thanks to this content pack, they're devastating. Like a couple of those and you're dead. They're way more deadly than a regular rocket. At least I feel like it. And they do sound a little crazier, so the tension was back. Like I was like, I'm used to this. I've seen a Cyber Demon. I was like, oh shit, I'm scared of it again. So it was nice to feel that same feeling I felt when I was a kid the first time I saw a Cyber Demon, and it was like, oh, I've got this. And I was like, oh shit, it looks bigger too. It's a crazier sprite, and the sounds of the rocket launcher, it was just like, oh, I'm scared again. Shit, it's good. Anyway, I've rambled enough. I'm not really going to edit this that much, so I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you played Breakpoint, if you like it. But talk about it in the comments. And also, if you've played it more WADs than I have, let me know what your favorite Supercharged WAD is, because I want to play it. I loved this weapon pack, like better than most of the boomer shooters out there, and it's a pack you can get and use in your Doom WAD. So let me know. I'm very curious, and I will see you all in the comments. Last thing before you leave, if you have not joined Easy Mode, oh no, we've updated. Wonderful. So Easy Mode, it looks a little like Twitter when you first look at it, but it's not exactly like Twitter. When you first join, you won't be following anyone. So you need to go follow some people, and I've got a list of people over here. If you just click on More and then click on Channels, there is awesome accounts to follow. And I've put a little list of accounts here. You can just, open up and just see most of these are game developers or pixel artists or whatever. You can have some people to follow, and that'll help populate your timeline. But this is what I like the most about it. We have a local timeline, and these are for all the people who have joined easymode.im. And I specifically created this for people who are into games, mostly retro games, anime, nerd culture, retro culture. But, you can come at it from that angle, but really talk about anything you want. There's no rules on what you can't talk about other than just don't be a bigot and don't be garbage. Those rules are over here in the announcements. You'll see them. Be excellent to each other. Just follow that and you'll be fine. So head over to easymode.im, sign up, and click up here on the top for the local tab, and you can see all the other people who are on Easy Mode. Maybe follow some of them, start some conversations, schedule some game nights. And then if you want something that's a little more like a forum and a little less like Twitter, go back to those channels and let me know if you want a different channel for something. The channels allow you to come and post something. It'll go onto the wall. It'll go, everyone will see it. But you can post it in a certain category, and that's something that Twitter lacks, but we have, and I think it's amazing. If you want to talk just about like modern games, you can come here. And I haven't really made this too prominent of a deal yet. So it's there, the functionality's there, and I think as we grow, it'll get cooler and cooler. So anyway, I'll see you over on easymode.im, and thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.